So, if you guys haven't already seen, there is a video going around of Chris Cuomo losing it after being called Fredo by some guy at some event somewhere, and it's kind of ridiculous. So, if you don't know, this guy came up to Chris Cuomo. This guy thought that Chris's name was Fredo. If you don't know, Fredo is, I guess, the weaker or the weakest character in the Godfather family in the Godfather trilogy of movies. If you haven't seen them, definitely recommend it. This guy goes up to Chris and calls him Fredo, and as soon as he does that, the guy starts recording his interaction because Chris just kind of loses it. He gets so upset at this guy calling him Fredo, which I mean, I don't know much about like Italian discriminatory words, like words you shouldn't call Italians, but I didn't know that Fredo was a thing. Like I didn't know that it was bad to call an Italian a Fredo or anybody Fredo. And according to Chris Cuomo, it's just almost as bad as calling someone the N word, which I don't know about that. I would have to disagree with that. I've never heard of Fredo being a bad thing to call someone. I've never heard it even be a thing. I never knew it was a thing. So I think by Chris saying that it's the equivalent to the N word, I think he is wrong about that. I don't agree with that. But um, looking at the situation, honestly, just after looking at the video, uh, I I kind of see how Chris could become so upset. It's like the guy who was recording him. It almost seemed like he staged it or he instigated it. Like he wanted to get a reaction out of Chris. So he thought, hey, I'll go up to Chris Cuomo and call him Fredo. I know, he won't like that. Like I don't know if that was his intent, but from the video, it really does seem like he was trying to instigate something. But on the other hand, even I think Chris Cuomo, I think he might have been in front of his family or might have been in this place with his family. Even then, I think he definitely overreacted to this guy. Of course, we can't see what happened before the video started shooting, so there could have been other things that happened. There could have been other words that were exchanged. Maybe the guy just came off as a complete douchebag when he approached Chris. There's so many factors involved that could influence why Chris reacted the way he did. But at the end of the day, I I don't know. I think both parties are kind of uh, at at a wrong here. I think that Chris didn't conduct himself very well, or at least not as good as he could have. And sure, we all slip up from time to time. We all have our moments of, or our angry moments or moments that we react the way that we shouldn't. But at the same, yeah, I think he just overreacted a little bit. And in the heat of the moment, he probably said some things that he usually doesn't agree with, like Fredo is the equivalent of the N word. When you're angry, you can say things that you don't really mean. It doesn't mean that you truly believe it. It's just you get worked up and words start coming out of your mouth. I think we're all guilty of that at some point or another. But as far as the guy who filmed it, I mean, come on, man. Like, I guess if it was a genuine outrage moment and he started filming it, like that's good. But if he went up with the intent to rile Chris Cuomo up by calling him Fredo, um, I don't agree with that. Like that's just not cool. That's just really not cool. So, anyways, that's the situation. Whether or not Chris Cuomo sees any blowback from this, well, I mean, he has seen blowback, but whether or not it affects um, his stint on CNN or his ongoing career, I don't know. I guess we'll see soon. Only time will tell, and we'll, I guess, see how things pan out from here. So, yeah.